Okay, we're going to talk about today a little bit of the basics about assessments in general. In another video, we're going to talk about assessments more in depth. In that video, we're going to talk about how to upload your existing assessments, how to create assessments using the item bank, and how to clone assessments. But this video is going to talk about assessments just in general. So this is what the assessments tab looks like. So if you click on the assessments, this is what comes up. You can sort and search for assessments that have been made public by other Mastery Connect users, and you can upload your own assessments as well. So this first screen you will see is the most used assessments currently on Mastery Connect, and you can search by name of assessment, by subject, who created it. So we're going to search for an assessment. So if we click Language Arts, it'll pull up any language arts assessment that's been added by anybody else on Mastery Connect. You can click what core it is linked to, so whether it be Common Core or if it be your state course level expectations. So we're just going to leave it with Common Core. And you can pick class level, so kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, all the way up to 12th grade, depending on what core that covers. And then also if you have a certain tracker or curriculum map, you can have ones that searches for items within those standards as well. So if you had some mixed level standards, you could do that. So we're just going to search for 11th grade. You can search for specific standards then. So let's say we wanted to find an assessment over reading literature 11 through 12.1. It can show us just ones for that standard. Or if you click all, it'll search for all standards. Then you can also click created by, so either yourself, so if you're trying to find a specific assessment that you created, you can search for it on this, or teachers that you're following, or teachers in your school, or teachers in your district, or inspect. We'll talk about inspect a little bit more in our assessments in depth video. So we're just going to search for all now. You can also click on this drop down and you can search based on other items as well. So let's say we wanted to do a specific alignment, so it'd be a single standard assessment or a multi-standard assessment. We can search for specific question types, so if we wanted it to be multiple choice or rubric criteria, mixed, open answer, bubble sheet rubric scoring, or true-false questions. And we can also search by privacy. So whether the assessment is public, private to your district, private to you, private to your school, or private to your network. You can also do scales. So whether it's 3 mastery levels or 4 mastery levels, depending on what your tracker is. So you can search for just basic things or more in depth. Let's say that this is an assessment we're thinking about using. We can tell that it's Washington Irving's The Devil and Tom Walker, so it's probably going to be discussing this. It's 11th grade language arts using Common Core, and it meets all of these standards. It's created 3 days ago. It uses 3 mastery levels, and it was created by this person, which if you click on their name, it goes to their profile. So let's say you're really interested in that assessment and you wanted to see other assessments that they have created as well. You can click on assessments and it'll show you all the other assessments that they have made. We're going to talk about what these little badges mean in the in-depth video. Okay, so let's go back and look at that assessment in general again and look at how to find it and make sure that that is an assessment that we want to use. And we'll talk about in the in-depth video if that is an assessment that you want to use, but you just want to change a few things, how to easily change those things. Okay, so we're going to look at Washington Irving's The Devil and Tom Walker. So we can just click on the assessment. And it'll bring up the assessment itself for you. So you can read through the questions. You can also look on the right-hand side and it'll tell you how many questions and the question types for each standard and what the total score is. You can again see who it's created by, what school they teach for, and the assessment information. So we know that this one is a multi-standard assessment, has mixed question types, was created April 21st, 2016, and 3 people have viewed it. And you can also look at which questions are aligned to which standards and the answers to them. So if you're going to use someone else's assessment, you definitely want to double check that all the standards are aligned correctly and that the answer key is correct too. I'm using ones that have been reviewed, which we'll talk about in the in-depth video, how things get reviewed and how to make sure that if your assessment does get reviewed, that you get the highest review possible. But if you have one that is reviewed, that means that Mastery Connect has already looked at it and said, yes, these questions are aligned to these standards and these are the correct answers. So it's a little bit more reliable. So if it's not, you definitely want to go through and double check all the questions and the answers before you add it to yours as well. Okay, let's go back to the assessments page. If you clicked on using, these are assessments that you are currently using in your trackers. And you can sort it by most recent, most used, most viewed, highest rated, or peer reviewed, just like you can on the all. Created is assessments that you created yourself. You can also bookmark assessments. You can bookmark assessments that you want to possibly use from other people to take a look at, or sometimes I'll book assessments that I'm going to be giving soon. That way I can easily find the assessment that I'm giving and be able to grade it, and we'll talk about how to use the performance grader in another video. You can also sort within your using and created too. So if you're looking for a specific assessment, you can click in the search bar. You can also sort by subject or who created it or any of those advanced features as well within your using and created. So if you are trying to find a specific assessment that you created and you don't want to flip through all the pages, that's another easy way to do it. Created looks just the same. It's just assessments that you personally created. Bookmarks are assessments that you've bookmarked. And then updates are assessments that have been updated. So let's say someone else in your department made an assessment, or it's a common assessment within the school district, and there's been some changes to it. Maybe there was questions added or answers changed or standard alignments. If you click on updates, it'll tell you that. And you can either update in your trackers if you need to, update in the curriculum app if you need to, or if it's not an update you want to do, you can click ignore this update. So you just click update in curriculum apps or in tracker and then update selected and it'll automatically update for you. And then it'll say assessments have been successfully updated, and that's how you know that it has been updated correctly.